Remo busy deflating. The road to here is actually horrendous. I think it's going to be a very long day. It's very bumpy. Can't go more than 25 kilometers an hour, maybe 30 at certain points. It's going to be a long day. This is quite odd. Just come across this little bushman settlement or so. That's pretty cool. I'm going to attempt to take a video of this road just to try and give you an indication as to what we're going through. Keep an eye on Remo's car. Whoa, maybe I should keep an eye on the road. But this is freakishly unpleasant actually. I think this is going to carry on for 160 odd kilometers still. The joys. And we do this for fun. So we stopped for 20 minutes while fetching some wood. Remo saw some awesome wood, loaded it up, carried on our way, and after about 10 minutes Remo stopped. He says he feels his suspension is not coping with the extra load of the extra wood. I took some of the wood, but I can't take any more, otherwise I'll be totally overloaded. So we stopped. Remo offloaded about 20 kilos of the wood. Zasha took one piece, but that piece is an awesome piece. It looks like it'll burn for a while. And now we're on our way again. Remo went off ahead of us to test his suspension. I haven't seen him yet, so hopefully all is good and hopefully he's feeling a little bit better. But yeah, this road is not one I'm ever going to bring the wife and kids on because it's just too tedious. The fun factor is slightly diminishing, and I'm starting to feel that maybe this wasn't the best idea. It's awesome to be out here in the middle of absolutely nowhere, but this road is horrendous. You just bump and bump and bump. I'm doing 20 k's an hour now, so as to minimize bouncing around. We'll see how it goes. Stopped for 5 minutes, quickly have a beer, and then carry on. We've been traveling very slowly the last little while, 20 k's an hour, which means I'm traveling in second gear, and then fuel consumption's a bit high. Wanted Remo to get a bit of distance in front of us, but I think he stopped up ahead there under those trees. Okay, so we stopped at Bape campsite. Done about 100 kilometers, 110 or so. We're halfway, so we've got another 100 odd kilometers to go, 110, 120 kilometers to go. Not quite sure what time we're going to get there, but we've all had a good break, had some lunch, had a beer. Not a bad view either, but there is nobody out here, absolutely nobody. On the road again. Zasha is now driving in front, or should I say Dipsy. Raphael is the driver, Zasha's in the passenger seat. It's 3:31. The road, touch wood, seems to be a little bit better. I think we're all a bit more refreshed after our little lunch. Estimated time of arrival according to the GPS is 20 to 7 tonight. We've got 110 k's to go. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so an update on progress. It is currently 12 minutes past 5. We all kind of just stopped just to relax for a few minutes. Our ETA is now 7:15. We still have an amazing 72 kilometers to go. So we're going to be driving the last stretch in the dark, that's pretty much for sure. But I think we've all decided that if we delay today and just camp on the side of the road here, it just delays tomorrow, and it's a compound effect. And tomorrow's another strenuous day apparently, so yeah, we're gonna go for it. Campsite where we're going to, Kaka, at the waterhole. Apparently there's a lot of lions there. If we get to the campsite and we see lions in the campsite, we're obviously not going to camp there, we'll just go back up onto the ridge. But it's still going to be interesting. This is the most beautiful part of the day. Awesome sort of sunset happening, not quite sunset yet, but sun going down on my left. And this is what keeps on bringing us back. Kalahari is an amazing place and I love it.
Yeah, Reini is also a little bit frightened like me, I think, yeah. But I've got not the experience.
But
You know?
don't have the experience.
I don't have the experience. Bam.
Okay, so the sunset is happening right to my left. We're still traveling along, although a little bit slower at the moment, simply because of the light and everything. ETA 7:30, it's currently 6 o'clock, so we've got an hour and a half to go. 53 kilometers, so that's still quite a bit, but that's making it worthwhile. The vegetation here is absolutely insane. It's close to the road on both sides, as you can hear. You can't go left, you can't go right, so you just go in the tracks, and pretty much branches hit the mirrors all the time and then occasionally hit the bonnet and ricochet off. So Pagey's going to have a couple more scratches to deal with. So we've turned now, heading due west, 34 kilometers before we turn off for our pan, but we've still got 47 k's to go. Sorry, the Waterhole, not the pan. Still got 47.6 k's to go to where we're camping tonight. It looks darker than what it actually is, but still not ideal driving conditions. But at least we're in the Kalahari, making the best of it, and there's an awesome sunset ahead.
Waiting. I think he maybe just hit the head.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much dark now. You see the remnants of the sunset ahead there, and we've got 38 kilometers to go still. It is currently 6:30. The GPS reckons we're going to get there at 20 to 8. I think we'll get there at about 8:30. And then I think we'll have a quick fire, because the guys are saying we should braai. So we'll quickly get a fire going. I think I'll do that whilst they set up their tents. My tent goes up quickly. And a couple of whiskeys and off to bed. Okay, so this is our campsite. Eventually got here about 8:30 or so last night. So we had about 12.5 hours of driving yesterday. It was pretty hectic. Today it's a bit less, 130 k's to go. We'll see how it goes today. So day 3, we left Kaka campsite about 45 minutes to an hour ago. Went past the Waterhole. There wasn't anything there, but yeah, a group of guys were camping there. I don't quite know if you can book the Waterhole as a campsite or not, but I don't think so. So I guess they were there illegally. Whatever, doesn't matter. 118 kilometers to go. Hopefully catch a shower at Kade campsite. Apparently there's some ablutions there, but we'll see. I'm driving in the rear today, well, for now at least, and that's actually quite peaceful. Taking a quick break, and came across this car wreck, burnt out Isuzu. Somebody's holiday ended right here. Getting close to Zadi now, or Zadi, or however the hell you want to say it. Bush has changed a bit. Just sort of gone over some sort of river course, old river course, pan or so, or something like that. Hopefully there's some running water at the camp, and we can all have a shower, because it is definitely needed right now. Okay, we stopped at Gade and had an awesome shower, hot water shower. I can't believe it, it was fantastic. We're now leaving from here, going to Piper Pan. Stopped here on the way up to Piper Pan, just simply because this is beautiful. Almost like in a river, old river, or some sort of pan, maybe it is a pan. This is awesome. It's so green, it's unbelievable. Never quite thought that the Kalahari got this green. This is awesome. Alright, so about 20 odd k's away, 25 k's away, and I've stopped in the middle of, from Piper Pan that is, I've stopped in the middle of this pan, and it is beautiful. And as you can see, there is not a soul in sight. Sasha disappeared over there about 10 minutes ago, and I've just stayed put. Just thought this is an awesome place and an awesome moment. I think I might stay here for another 5 minutes or so before heading on. Stopped on another one of these pans. This one's a lot bigger, as you can see. But there's also quite a lot of water. You can definitely see why people struggled here a few weeks ago. And this is pretty cool. 2 Abdom storks walking around, busy feeding. It's a nice sighting, nice and close to them. So here we've arrived at Piper Pan. Awesome looking pan. It's massive. It carries on forever. And about 2 k's away from the campsite. The rest of the guys should be there. Should be setting up their tents or so. This pan is magic. I love Piper Pan. Been here 5 minutes and I love it. One lonely wildebeest, and a herd of gemsbok over there. This place is awesome. Wow, I'm in love. Before now, my boy Sahubi has been kind of my place. Awesome place to go to. But as of the last 5 minutes, I have fallen in love with Piper Pan. This place is freaking stunning. There's so much game around as well. There's just game everywhere. On the pans, next to the pan. Oh, it's awesome. Just watched Pale Chanting Goshawk getting mobbed by about 5 or 6 plovers. This place is alive. It's great. Worth the driving. Welcome to Piper Pan number 1. There's the pan behind. And the campsite this side here. Where Remo's car there is there. That's where Zasha's going to park and pull his tent out down that way. So that he ends up with a view of the pan. And that is exactly what I've decided to do. So here's my tent, and then in the mornings, as the sun is rising, I'll be able to look out over the pan. Pretty cool. Okay, so first morning at Piper Pan. The lions were going nuts last night. Sounds like 2 males, because you can hear them both calling at the same time. And they're between here and our campsite. I haven't seen them. So I think they're up on the ridge somewhere, out of sight. Our campsite is in that direction, just over that ridge. But yeah, it was great. It was great hearing them, and pretty much we went to sleep with them roaring and woke up this morning with them roaring as well. And instead of Zasha taking down his roof tent just for the quick morning drive, he's on the roof rack, and Raphael is sitting next to me.
They're also dangerous.
They can be, but not to humans. But they do kill lions.
Yeah, they do kill lions with
the horns. spent a leisurely afternoon at the campsite. Guys are tired from the last few days. This morning's drive was short. Kind of only drove for about an hour, I'd say. Just had some lunch. Just walking down towards the pan just to see what's going on. Actually want to take a few photos. And then after this, I'm just probably going to head back, have a shower, and go on an afternoon drive. The guys at Piper Pan number 2 saw lions up that road a couple of kilometers yesterday. We're going to go try to see if we can find them. They must be related to the ones that were roaring all night last night. And then they actually said the lions walked past their camp last night. So I think that's the plan of action. Go see if we can find them. On an afternoon drive from Piper Pan. Tonight's our second night at Piper Pan. And the light is absolutely spectacular. Stunning, stunning, stunning time of the day. We've just come across a herd of around about between 22 and 25 giraffe. It's actually really cool. We've had a great relaxing day in camp until now, and now we're just out with the 2 vehicles. Rana decided to stay at camp. He said he's taken some strong pain tablets because of his back, and he's actually feeling great. His back's not sore for the first time in a couple of days, so he's staying in camp, and he said he's going to prepare us curry tonight. We're looking forward to that. Bit of a later getaway here today because Sasha's tent is not working. The hinges collapsed when the ladder came down the other day, and they can't fold their tent, so there's some bush mechanics going on to try and straighten the hinges so they can at least fold the tent. Other than that, we're all packed up and ready to go. Looks like progress is being made though. Nice puff adder crossing the road. We've stopped. There's a lion. I'll zoom in and tell you sort of where it is. A big tree there. You got the thicket behind it there. Just there. You can't really see properly. There's a lion lying down there. I've sort of climbed onto the windowsill, and you can actually now see the lion lying there. Okay, so we're travelling from Piper Pan up through Deception Valley today, eventually ending up in the Passage Valley. As you can hear, this road is quite badly corrugated, especially at the speed I'm travelling now. It's about 30. Before I caught up to Zasha, I was doing 40, and it's a lot smoother actually, so I think I'm going to lag back a bit and let him go, build up some space, because it's a lot more comfortable at 40 kilometers an hour. It says arrival time 2:32. I reckon we'll be setting up tents by 5. Just taking into account the distance we have to go. Welcome to Deception Valley. Just entering it now. We're pretty much going to be traveling in it for the rest of the morning, for the next few hours. Gonna go past Letiahau waterhole. I'd imagine that's where we're gonna maybe have some lunch or so. Hopefully we see something there.
We're in the desert.
This is the cleanup operation in progress after yogurt exploded in the fridge. Zasha not so happy.
Fridge explosion. Fucking yogurt in the Kalahari.
But we stopped in a nice little pan. Pretty cool. Remo's ahead. Apparently following two guys that are driving too slowly. Stopped at Letia High Waterhole, taking a break in the shade, and in the distance there there's some gemsbok that are looking at something. I keep staring something down, trying to see if there's maybe something lying down there, but apparently yesterday the guys here saw cheetah, so that's very possible. Remo thinks he saw a head, then just flipped down again and lay down. Okay, well that was quite interesting. As I was sitting watching the cheetah and making videos and stuff, taking some photos, I heard a noise in my tent. So I was worried that there was actually a mouse in the tent between the inner and outer lining, because that's where they were running around last night having races, and they'd actually chewed a hole in the base between the inner and outer tent. Nothing major, but I thought maybe there was still one of the buggers in there, and if that's the case, then he's going to chew his way out of my tent while I'm driving, and I didn't feel like that, so I turned around, quickly went back to the shade, opened it up, and a small lizard came out, about that big or so. So luckily he's now free and out, and he has a jackal. There's a jackal just parking off here. Everybody's driven past it. Well, anyways, he's out, he's free, and I can continue my journey. Okay, I can't really see too clearly, but there's two cheetah lying under the shade of the tree. So, yeah, Remo was right, he did see a head pop up. And there's two cheetah there. There his head goes down. Just going to try and keep this quite steady. And the cheetah sort of moving around a little bit there. Hopefully this will be clear, or clear enough to see that there's at least cheetah. There we go, where tail moving a bit, and you can see a little bit of movement. I'm at 140 times here, zoom, so it's very shaky. And this is for Tanith. 6 or 7 bat-eared foxes all foraging here. Really cool little dudes to watch. So I just stopped alongside the road, otherwise you travel in other person's dust. 32 degrees, and I've got another lizard in my tent. Can actually hear him scrounging around in there. I'll just wait for camp and set it up and release the little critter. Actually frustrating on the design of that Malamu tent, because you can't actually stop them from getting between the inner and outer layer, but other than that, the tent is absolutely magical. It goes up so quickly and down so quickly. Time to head on. Just want to see here quickly what the GPS says. Oh, that doesn't come through nicely on the video. Arrival time 4:10, 53 kilometers to go. I reckon it's going to take a bit longer than that, but I will see. Stopping collecting some wood because we're really low on wood. I stopped in the shade. It's fucking hot. Had a long day. I think we're actually all in agreement here. We're doing too much traveling, too many distances. Although today is our last long day, other than the journey home. But it's long, and it takes you the whole day to travel because you kind of game viewing as well. You see stuff and you stop a bit, but it's too much. Next time we'll definitely plan this with less travel time between campsites. This is Leopard Pan, driving, sort of skirting on the left hand side of it. We'll turn left up ahead and go to our pan, our campsite should I say, in the Passage Valley. And this is a nice pan, I must be honest. This is really cool. Maybe look at staying here sometime in the future. It's currently 5 to 4 in the afternoon. Still got 25 kilometers to go to camp. Shouldn't take us too much longer. Not sure if this is going to come out because of the sun, but this is the Passage Valley, and we're a kilometer away from turning off to the campsite. Looks pretty cool. Arrived at Passage 1, campsite for the night. Campsite mostly set up now. Sasha fiddling with his rooftop tent, make it a bit more stable. Sunset over that side. This is actually a really nice campsite. A lot of bees in the trees though, and a lot of mosquitoes. Was a long day, a bit too long I think, but in the end we're here, and we saw quite a bit today. Cheetahs, lion, and a lot of wildlife on the way as far as I'm concerned. This is the morning of day 6. I woke up, well, not early, but about 6:30, but earlier than everybody else. And once I got up, I just decided to pack up my tent and get it all done. And by that time, only Sasha was awake, everybody else was still sleeping. So I've decided to come on a short game drive just to go down the Passage Valley a bit and see if I can see anything. So far, only Springbok and Gemsbok, nothing else. But this is Passage Valley, so it carries on for another, I think it's 60 kilometers before it actually meets up. Oh, there's actually a jackal as I'm talking. And then sort of meets up with where we were yesterday, Piper Pan area, linking through a couple of other pans. I think I'll watch this guy for a little while and carry on. Okay, so today started nicely and ends in fucking misery. The vehicle overheated. I'm not quite sure how this happened or exactly when it happened, but yesterday everything was fine. I guess maybe I should have checked the water, but everything was fine yesterday, and now temperature gauge shot up all of a sudden. Luckily I was traveling slowly. I stopped, I turned around because there was funny noises coming from back there, like liquid sounds. Temperature gauge shot up, and I've just stopped, pulled over on the side of the road. This isn't great news. This is really fucking shitty news. Maybe if they can tow me back to the campsite, we can maybe get towed to Corey, because we're there for 2 nights and I can radio tough stuff. And I guess that's how my journey's going to end, eh? Fuck! I'm waiting for Remo and Zasha to come. Thinking what's going to happen is tow me through to Corey. We've got 2 nights there. in the meantime, I'll radio phone through to Tough Stuff and hopefully they can get the recovery underway. I'm hoping it didn't overheat too much, and I'm hoping that the damage is as minimal as possible at this stage. Other than that, well, we've had a great trip so far. It's just really shitty to end it like this, doing 20 kilometers an hour on a game drive. Under tow back to Passage campsite. They're going to tow me into the campsite and then see what we can possibly do or whatever. Okay, so an update. Seems I'm not a complete idiot. Seems there was a little hole in the radiator. I might have switched the car off early enough to not allow too much damage. I'm just waiting for it to set the putty on that and then start her up again, see if we've sealed the hole, and then everything should be okay. So, got this view, having a cup of coffee and guys having some breakfast and that. And yeah, I guess maybe things are salvageable and the vehicle will still get going and we can carry on the journey, which is actually a lot of relief. But now it's just the time waiting to see that everything's alright. You know, worst case scenario, temperature goes up again, I stop, we take it from there. But right now, Sasha seems to think the motor's sounding cool, everything's good, doesn't think I've blown the head gasket. Happy me. Okay, it is midday, 12 o'clock. The car is running at normal temperature, perfect optimal temperature. It looks like the Pratley's Putty solution has worked for now. We're going to take a slow drive through to Corey 3. We might go past Sunday Pan and Leopard Pan. Remo's in front, I'm in the middle. Zasha's coming up behind, so that I'm driving in the middle just in case I overheat again. But for all intents and purposes, I think everything's alright for now. It's definitely alright for now, but hopefully it lasts. I'm going to keep a sturdy eye on that temperature gauge. Hopefully it stays around about half. Every time we stop, I'll check, see that there's no water coming out of anything anywhere. The Pratley Putty's sealed the hole, hopefully, and we carry on our way. That was a fright, I must be honest. As you can hear from the previous videos, I was thinking my holiday is over and that's that. I have to wait for Tough Stuff. But who knows? They might still get a phone call. We have to just monitor things. So we've been driving for 15 minutes now. The temperature gauge has not moved. It's settled there nicely, just below half. I think, touch wood, I think we're okay. And I got a smile on my face. Okay, so it's 25 to 2. We are about 15-20 minutes away from Corey campsite number 3, which is a home for 2 nights. Pajero is functioning fantastically. It really is. It's an hour and 40 minutes after we left, hour 45 or so, and absolutely no problems. The temperature gauge is consistent, just under half. We stopped just now. I quickly checked the levels and that, and the reservoir is exactly the same level as what it was. So I think we killed the beast, at least for now, and the trip goes on and everything's hunky-dory, so I'm really happy. I must say it was a bit of an emotional morning for me, and that's made me a bit tired. Just thinking that possibly, or probably, my trip was over, because that's exactly what I was thinking. All the way through to, hey, we might have solved the problem, and now, no, we've 95% chance of having solved the problem. And the Pajero's going like a Boeing, and going fantastically well. So I think all those different levels of emotions have actually made me tired. Remo's mentioning setting up camp and going for an afternoon drive. I don't think I'm going to. I'd really love to see a lot more game, but right now I'm sitting thinking I just want to relax, you know, have a couple of beers in the shade, have a shower, because I'm really hot and dirty, dusty, sandy, working on the car a bit, you know, your hands get all dirty and that. So yeah, next stop, campsite. Let the guys choose their spots for the rooftop tent, and Remo choose his spot for his tent, and I'll put up my tent and relax. That's what I'm planning. Okay, so another day comes to an end in Africa, in Central Kalahari. This is Kori campsite number 3, where we are settled, as mentioned earlier. The Pajero is still fine. The fix is perfect. Reservoirs have not dropped. The fix has worked, and my journey does continue. Obviously, I'll always check the water levels in that, check in the reservoir, check in the radiator in the mornings, check and see that nothing's actually come out, and just keep an eye on it for the rest of the journey. So obviously where I'm camping, Remo and Reinhard under the tree over there. The other two have gone for a game drive. They're sort of under that tree there normally. Up at the top there is the shower and toilet, and it's almost time for a shower now. Reinhard's busy. Straight after that I'm gonna go. There, there's a stunning sunset busy happening. Time to crack a beer. One of the awesome sounds of the Kalahari. Barking geckos. It's like a symphony around you. Love it. Just had a shower, feeling like $1,000,000. Time to go park off at the fire. Early morning, day 7. Woke up just after 6 o'clock. Heard a leopard between our campsite and the next campsite. Climbed in my car immediately. Drove around, couldn't see it. But at least we know he's there as well, which is pretty cool. Got back to camp by then. Remo had woken up. He also heard it, but he heard it 3 or 4 times during the course of the night. He also heard lions. I didn't hear the lions. Must have been fast asleep at 5:30 when he heard them. We're now on our way to Sunday Pan for a morning drive. Remo's in front of me. He's driving with Sasha. That's just myself. The rest of the guys are in camp, having a little bit of a sleep in. So here we are at Sunday Pan. I must say this place is very nice. Has very much a Mabuasuhubi feel to it. It's an awesome pan with a ridge going around it, with a sort of shrubbery and that, as you can see, like that. So you can see why there's often a line in this area called the Sunday Pan Pride, simply because there is the pan, it attracts all the animals, plus really cool areas on the outskirts, on the ridges, for them to sort of stay in. Here at Sunday Pan, male lion, as you can see there, and the female's lying in that area. You can't see her because she's flat. But really cool sighting. Awesome. Male lion walking back towards the Acacia Island at Sunday Pan. It's a great sighting. I wonder if the rest of the pride is back in there. He's a big boy, this one. Wow, he looks like a monster. He's a big boy.
And he's gone. My word, if we had to drive here now, we wouldn't even know he's there.
So it turns out there's a road that comes right here. We have a male lion and a lioness. I'm going to drive there now. And that's where Remo's parked. Okay, so I left the other lions, came to this waterhole at Sunday Pan, and found this big female lion. And there in the shade, I've seen at least one little cub, an absolutely tiny little cub. And you can see she's still swollen full of milk. So these things are really small. That's so cool. I've spent the last sort of 45 minutes at Sunday Pan Waterhole with a lioness and her 2 cubs. It's been phenomenal, awesome. I was about to get out the car and make myself a cup of coffee, and as I opened the door I looked this way to the waterhole, and this clump of bushes, trees next to the waterhole, under that I saw this very familiar looking round face with the round ears, and I thought immediately, oh geez, there's lion. So I looked, saw the lioness, radioed through to the other guys to come here, and then just after that I saw that she's actually got 2 cubs, and they're pretty small. Taken a whole lot of pictures and videos with the other camera. I hope they come through. Those cubs are a bit more active now. I'll try and zoom in and hopefully it'll come out. Can't guarantee that though. Don't know if this will come through. There's so much stuff in the way, like grass and that. But the one cub is suckling on his mum. Things are so cool. There's the mother and her cubs. I hope it's going to come through again, but they're on the right. There we go. There's one of the cubs. How cute is that? Busy cleaning itself there. So this is awesome. Cool sighting. There's the mother. And there's 2 cubs there. There's the one staring. Oh, show me that. These things are so cute. Really a magic sighting, not something you see every day. And I was lucky to actually see them because there's a waterhole here in the front, and just to the left of this here where the road comes in, back there, I'd actually started getting out the vehicle. Wanted to make myself a cup of coffee. Next thing, I had this lioness staring at me. So I promptly got back in the car and got on the radio to tell the guys to come here.
Two cubs right next to them. Unfortunately the grass is a bit long to see properly, but they're playing and right next to their mom. They're really playing on top of their mom now. They really look playful.
Yeah, it's Sunday Pan campsite number 4. As you can see, a nice big tree for some shade. There's some shade up there as well. You got your toilet and shower. But what makes this place fantastic is that view is unbelievable. And between the road and this campsite is that waterhole where the lioness is sitting with her 2 cubs. And in the middle of that pan is that island where the male and female lion were this morning, and this probably still will be this afternoon. So this is a campsite I'll definitely like to come to and actually stay at for a few nights, 3-4 nights even, because I think that this area has got a lot of game and a hell of a lot. You just drive and you see gemsbok and springbok and so many things. Sunday Pan 04. I'll definitely be back here. Got an awesome view of this lioness and her cubs. I'm not going to stay long, I don't want to disturb them long. But this is amazing. I'm never ever going to forget this moment. Okay, last evening in central Kalahari for this trip. Remo, Zasha and Dipsy have all gone on a game drive. They went back to the lions. Pretty sure they're having an awesome afternoon with the lions. I decided to stay in camp. I've been behind the steering wheel for enough for this trip. Reinhard's here busy prepping a lamb potjie for us. I'm doing my best to either annoy him or assist. I'm not quite sure what's happening yet. But anyway, it's been a lekker late afternoon. Had a shower, repacked the back for the journey to Kama Rhino Sanctuary tomorrow. Sun's going down and we've got a cold savannah, soon to be followed by some wine. Just finished packing up and leaving to head towards the gate, Tsweri Gate. From there down the main road to Kama Rhino Sanctuary. You can see it's raining there in the distance. That's really beautiful. Vehicles driving off into the distance. Pretty cool. Pretty cool looking shot. Rain in the distance there. Looks really cool. about 20 kilometers from Matsweri Gate. Just thought I'd take a little video here. It's just absolutely beautiful. There's dark clouds in the background. You can see the sun coming through them a bit. There's grasslands, golden colour on them because of the sun. It's really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Awesome last morning drive in the Central Kalahari. Absolutely stunning. Okay, this might be a bit of a longer video. Just want to give my thoughts on where we were in Kutsi and Central Kalahari, and a bit of a summary of it. Firstly, Kutsi, brilliant. We were only there for one night. Unfortunately, we didn't get to drive around much there at all. Would I go back? Most certainly, definitely. But I'd like to go there, just there, for 4 or 5 nights to Kutsi. So you come in, go to Kutsi, and then go back again. Kaka? No. The journey up from Kutsi through to Central Kalahari is just too long. It's a shit road. It's kak. It's treacherous. The going is slow. Would I do it again? No, I definitely wouldn't do it again. Kaka, however, does look quite nice from all the reports, but you can only book one night there, and it's just not worth traveling all that way in there just to potentially see the lions or, you know, some raptors, birds of prey. No, wouldn't see me again. Kade looks like a cool entrance gate. There where we showered the one day. I think, you know, if you could get to there on your first day and camp there, that would be great. Okay, I'm gonna sign off and continue this video just now. Oh, that was pretty cool. As I was making my video about the campsites and where we were and my thoughts, Remo came across a leopard in the road. He got a few photos. Sasha saw it as well. I've got a little bit of a video of it walking back towards the bush in tall grass. We'll see how it comes out. Anyways, back to my thoughts. The next one is Piper Pan. Absolutely fantastic. I'll go to Piper Pan any day, but I'd like to go spend 3 or 4 nights there. I really like the environment. It's really cool. Piper Pan campsite number 1 on the Pan. That's where you want to be. Then the drive up from there, Deception Valley, geez, it's like a highway. I don't need to do that again either, unless it's just a quick transit through. Even though that's where we saw the cheetah, it's still just too busy. I don't really think that I'd like to go there and camp in that valley. It's not necessary. I really didn't enjoy that very much. I'd rather go around the top, see the top, or the northwestern side that we didn't really see now of Central Kalahari. I'd like to do that. It looks like it's a bit quieter. So Passage Valley, yeah, looks good. Then our next campsite was Passage. It was just in the Passage Valley. It was a nice campsite. Doesn't look like there's an awful amount happening there, but it was an awesome campsite under big trees. Could be nice and shady. You can see yourself spending a couple of nights there. Then Kori, nah. Nice campsite, but again, just too busy. Too many campsites at night. You hear the other guys from the other campsites. Wouldn't go there again. So yeah, that's a sort of summary of where we were. The one place that we saw that I definitely want to go to, Sunday Pan. That campsite number 4 up on the ridge overlooking is just phenomenal, and there's a lot happening in that area. So for me, come in at Kade, stay a night there, then cruise on up to Piper Pan, spend a few nights at Piper Pan, then maybe go around the top through the Passage Valley, and end up at Sunday Pan number 4, spend a couple of nights there. That would be a good trip. Alright, leopard sighting. He's cruising there through the bush. Nice thick grass though, so you can't really see him at all. I did, yes. He's walking backwards, guys, towards me. At Matsweri Gate, about to sign out. As you can see, there was a little bit of mud on the way out. Patchy had a bit of fun. So we're leaving Central Kalahari. We have signed out, had a bit of a quick breakfast stop. Remo realized that the mouse that is apparently living in his car is still there. Most probably comes from Piper Pan, and it's enjoying his apples. So Remo still has this mouse as resident in his vehicle. I think he's gonna have to bait it out when he gets home. Stopping to let some vehicles pass. This is amazing openness around us at the moment. Almost back on the tar road. These guys are only starting their adventures. We're almost finishing ours. Time to get on the way again. And we're back on tar road. Into Rakops quickly to fill up, and then make our way down to Kama Rhino Sanctuary. Time to see what the real fuel consumption of the vehicle's been, but it's really been awesome. I've still got 40 litres on the roof, or 30 litres on the roof, and a full tank. And I've done 837 kilometers. Supporting local enterprise. These guys have got a compressor. They obviously sell tires and that to the local community, but yeah, we've decided to stop here. Pay them 20 pulla per vehicle and they inflate your tires for you. It's a lot less stress and energy. An update on Remo's mice saga. Apparently they've chewed all of his nuts, eaten his nuts that he brought with, and his biltong. Totally fucked up all of his apples. Shame, poor dude. I really hope he finds the little shit. Stopped alongside the road. Let's take a quick break. Remo's feeling a bit tired. So we've safely arrived at Kama Rhino Sanctuary. Made the mistake of not making a reservation, and they are fully booked. Luckily this dude who I'm following now is very helpful, and he said, don't worry, you guys can camp at the education center, which I think will be pretty cool because I think it's further away from all the people and that. I guess we'll see when we get there. The only downside is that there's no hot water right there where we're camping, but there is a shower, and within walking distance apparently there is a hot shower. So yeah, loaded up some wood, bought 6 bags, should be enough. Now we're off to the campsite. Okay, so this is our campsite for the night. Nice and big. Massive actually. The cool thing is we have our own ablutions. We don't share with anybody, and yeah, there's nobody else around here because all the other campsites are full, so they're letting us camp here. Welcome to Reinhardt's kitchen.
Boskombuis.
Alleine das, was wir hier haben hier.
Got nice potato bake as well. It's going to go on, Nana.
That looks magic. Magic. Reinhardt has ensured that we don't just eat meat and nothing else.
Baked bread.
Baked bread? Yesterday's baked bread. We have eaten like champions. Unfortunately, we can't go back.
I can cut some gherkins in this as well.
I have got lots of gherkins if that's what you want to do. You've got as well. On the road again, final stretch home now. Arrival time, I reckon is about 5 o'clock this afternoon, because we're going to stop quickly for some petrol or diesel for the guys. I'm going to spend the rest of my pulla on petrol, it's cheaper this side, and then through the border post, through Ellis Russ, all the way down back to Pretoria. The guys are tired, but everybody feels that we've had a great trip. It's been great. It's been a really nice time away. obviously with its ups and downs, obviously with some really shit roads which I'll never travel again, but other than that, yeah, we've seen a lot. We've had good times together, and the group dynamics was literally the best out of any of the boys trips I've ever done, barring the one to Zimbabwe when Tilo was with me and it was just Reinhard and Remo. That trip everybody also gelled, so that trip and this trip the dynamics have been great. And yeah, I think there's potential for this group to get together. For this group to get together again and do another trip. And we're about to exit Botswana. We've gone through passport and immigration on the Botswana side. Now we're gonna travel over this bridge, over the Limpopo River, and back into South Africa. Had an amazing time in Botswana. Really, really cool. Really good trip. Long trip, lots of travel. And we're headed back into South Africa now. As you can see, the river looks pretty full. Obviously due to all the rains up in the catchment areas in the last few months. Sure, okay, well, we're through the border. I've never had an issue at the border before, but yeah, I was nearly arrested. The woman, as you pass through, they give you a little slip for your vehicle with a vehicle registration number on, and she wrote BK41ZKGP instead of ZXGP. Get to immigration, they scan my passport, and the woman verifies, and she says, no, but we pretty much going to have to arrest you because you're driving a stolen vehicle. Holy shit. I then told her, no, that's not my registration number, and I had to go through the whole police station, and they had to take copies of my passport, of my ID book, my driver's license, and also the vehicle registration papers to prove that BK41ZKGP had not actually in fact been through the border, even though they had register of it. So yeah, not a pleasant experience, but everything's fine, everything's cool. GPS reckons we're going to get home at 5 o'clock, but we're going to stop for some lunch, so I reckon 6 o'clock should get home.